Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the 8th generation of the Honda Civic which was sold in India between 2006 to 2012. This is the facelifted model and this belongs to Kshitij, who has been kind enough to lend me his modified car. Straight away we're going to be opening the engine bay of this vehicle and there is a lever here. Yeah, there it opens. There you can see the engine, updated air filter, stock replacement of course. Engine bay seems very clean. There's insulation here and let's just shut this. Now this car has a lot of modifications but they are very subtle and tasteful. First and foremost, it gets the Type R kit. Complete Type R kit in terms of the body kit of course, and you can see this aggressive front bumper. In fact, yeah, it's huge. In fact, you get the red colored Honda logo as well, piano black finish on the grille. Lights are kind of basic, yeah, kind of basic lights. No LEDs here, although there are kits available for the same. This is the indicator of the vehicle. So in terms of appearance, it still looks absolutely beautiful. The wheels have been upsized. The tire size happens to be 225/45 17s. I love the golden colored alloys. Red colored brake calipers. Brakes have been upgraded. EBC brake pads here and some stickering here or there. In fact, it gets a side skirt as well. Looks quite aggressive from the side, but ground clearance can be a bit of an issue. Again, Type R rain visors have been added here. It says Type R there as well, and you know, Ulta wipers on the Honda Civic. Then Tata copied it with the Hexa of course. Now the V variant actually got chrome door handles. This is the S variant. This is the facelifted model, which you can understand by looking at the tail lights, which have this square treatment. The pre-facelifted model had the round lights, round treatment of course. There it says Type R on the rear windscreen as well. By the way, black colored roof and black color here on the rear spoiler, which is huge. Look at the size of the rear spoiler, that's massive. Red colored Honda logo there. It says Civic and Type R. Again, the positioning is the same as the original Type R. Other than the engine, everything else seems to be similar to the Type R. And forget, let's not talk about the interior right now, but sort of a diffuser treatment. That is the exhaust, whose tip is also very similar to the Type R model. In fact, this exhaust is not very loud. Stainless steel of course. There you can see it. Alright, let's do one thing. Let's open the boot. Boot will not open from here. We have to open it from inside. So I'm just going to do that right away. Pull this to open the boot. Push this to actually open the fuel lid. And there opens the boot. With the spoiler, it becomes slightly easier to open the boot. Now the boot is decent sized. You know what? Spare wheel is not an alloy. Obviously it's smaller size because the wheels have been upgraded. By the way, there was alloy wheels in the spare wheel. The alloy wheel was there in the spare wheel. In which model? In the pre-facelifted model, and then obviously Honda decided let's do more cost cutting as such. Let's get inside the rear. Okay, there is good amount of space on offer. Only thing is you sit lower down. Door pockets are actually big enough, sort of carbon fiber finish here. The issue is that you're sitting low, but still legroom and knee room is actually decent for a car of this age, and under thigh support isn't that bad. Headroom is just about adequate for someone as tall as me. There's a handle, height adjustable seat belts, and there's this hook right there. Meanwhile, this is the center armrest, which gets a cup holder along with audio controls as well. Learn something new, car makers, or rather new cars, that is. Okay, let's just shut this. Magazine holder is there. There are no rear AC vents. We can shut this. Seats are comfortable, but you know, as always the case, thoda dhakka maarna padta hai. Center passenger does not get a head, although the floor is flat. Dashboard is huge. The seating is low, and the rear visibility isn't great. That's the reason why, you know, parking this car is a little cumbersome. Although nowadays, even the Honda City current 5th generation is bigger than this Civic, the 8th generation model, because cars are becoming bigger with time of course. Okay, there is no keyless entry, there is no push button start, all that wasn't there earlier. You get carbon fiber sort of finishing. Door pockets are big enough. These are the controls for the power windows. These are the controls for the outside rear view mirror adjustment. This is for child lock of course. Seats are like comfortable, nice enough, leather of course, and the steering wheel has been really done up. So this steering wheel had to be sent all across the country to be redone in carbon fiber. That looks nice. Headlight leveler, this is for the trip meter, to trip the meter of course. You get a dead pedal and there's some storage space here. Okay, let's get inside and let me tell you that the seating is very sporty indeed. Okay, this has been changed of course. Let's shut off the hazard lights. Glove box is small in terms of size. Dashboard is humongous, and there is a mirror there. Same is the case here as well. There is a mirror. In fact, there's a handle on the driver's side as well, something you don't really see. Light placement on the top. Audio control is very basic and dated, so it's not really changed the audio system of the car. There's some storage space here. Power outlet is there, and there's an aux plug right there. Meanwhile, there's some storage space here. There's some storage space here as well. In fact, more storage and storage here too. This is a sliding armrest. It has the sole USB inside here which has been used to connect the vehicle to Bluetooth. Of course, steering wheel is adjustable both for reach as well as rake, which is impressive. I like it. Steering wheel is nice to hold. It has this red thingy which our project car also got. Okay, you can see, okay, these are cruise control buttons, but there were no audio controls on the steering wheel, which was a glaring omission. Steering wheel is really nice to hold. I love the red stitching right there. These are the controls for the wipers. Okay, you know the wipers, they swing the other way. That's kind of nice, but I think कुछ जम गया wipers पे, because थोड़ी आवाज आ रही. Sorry, wipers पे नहीं, windscreen पे कुछ जम चुका है. Meanwhile, that is the speedometer of the vehicle. Okay, that's not really the speedometer, that is the tachometer, and you have got multi-information displays telling you odometer, trip meter, and what is the real-time fuel efficiency as well. I think 9.8 kilometers per liter. Not bad. Got temperature meter and the fuel meter there. So it's a very nice cockpit sort of a design. I really like the dashboard, the way it's done. It's really very impressive. And this thing has also been changed. The gear lever, it has this metal sort of a finishing, red stitching here. Handbrake is little quirky. See, the design is done so that, you know, there's space and they have so much storage space here, which again is impressive. Audio quality is not that great. Let's rev the motor. Let me open the door here. Oh my god, that is the sound of VTEC, and the door handle also has a quirky design. Everything about this car is about quirkiness. Let's do one thing. Let's start driving right away. Alright, we're all set to go, which means turning off the climate control, air conditioning. Yeah, that is amazing. Now the way the climate control is so easy to operate. Into first gear, handbrake is down, hazard light off, revving the motor, rev still, yeah, almost 7,000 RPM. First gear 60. Second gear 107, and in third gear this car will easily cross 150 kilometers per hour. In fourth gear it does around 190 kilometers per hour. Really tall geared vehicle, but the performance is actually very nice still. So basically this is a 1.8 liter engine which is SOHC. It's a single overhead cam. It produces 130 horsepower stock and 175 Newton meters. But this car has a remap, resulting in 145 horsepower, the overall output now for the power, and the torque is increased to 190 Newton meters, so around 10% increase in power and torque. But you know, with age and time, obviously the engine's power and torque deteriorate. So you can say it's still making somewhere around the stock power only, because considering the decrease and the tune, you can kind of negate both of them. Performance is nice, but there is no initial grunt as such. You know why? Because it's a typical Honda motor. It's a VTEC motor, very typical in that regard, that the more you rev it, the more it rewards you. Okay, so power is concentrated in the top end of the rev range, and redline comes in at around 7,000 RPM. In fact, I've done a vlog of the Civic, the 8th generation model earlier. However, I think it wasn't that great. It's still there, but it's not that great. And happy speed breakup, you have to be very careful. This Type R body kit now is good for show, but not very practical. It's kind of rattling right now, and then also takes the ground clearance for a toss and pick up the car. Immediately it pulls like really nice and strong. So yes, grunt is very good. Mid-range is nice. Okay, low end is weak, mid-range is nice, top end is absolutely stupendous. Now obviously riding on bigger wheels, there's good amount of grip on offer, and this car has a soft suspension, but the ride is not that soft because of the lower profile tires. You can feel a bit, and with time obviously the springs have also deteriorated in terms of quality. However, performance is actually very likable, and because this car also has an intake, an air intake, it's not really an air intake, it's a change filter, performance filter, and an exhaust, which is actually a catback exhaust. The headers have not been changed, so the result is you find it more throaty in the way it sounds. So a Honda engine is obviously very nice sounding. Petrol, obviously diesel is not, but diesel is also loud. My goodness, the pull from this engine is absolutely stunning, but you can hear a lot of the road noise on these low profile tires. Steering wheel is actually light, but because of the bigger wheels, obviously it feels a little more heavy, and it's accurate enough. In fact, it weighs up decently well at high speeds. Not the most precise steering wheel, but still much better than what we are getting in cars of today. So when you compare to the cars of today, this is really a lot of fun, has the soul, has the character, and I love the way the whole cockpit design is done. It is so much fun to see. Here we are into 5th gear, not the gear you want to be, but you can drive in that. In fact, this car can do 200 kilometers per hour, but feels very unstable at 200 kilometers per hour because high speed stability is not the best. Now in 5th gear, trying to pull it, it makes some sound, but it doesn't really pull that fast, and braking performance is decent, especially with upgraded brake pads. Definitely the EBC brake pads have improved the braking performance, but the problem is now that the pedal doesn't have a progressive feel, the brake pedal. So when you apply some amount of brake, nothing happens, and then all of a sudden it catches, and then it becomes more aggressive in that regard. Overall, I would say that the Civic is a legendary car. Unfortunately, it has been discontinued in India. Problem is that, with the 10th generation model, they did not give us a manual. Now, this gearbox is super slick shifting. It's so much fun to operate this gearbox, and trust me on this. Forget the gearbox, even the clutch is well weighed, it's not that heavy, thoda bahut clutch chala gaya hai. Now common issues with the Civic is, usually there's no issue as such. If you buy 8th generation model old one, you can get it at a steal price and then mod the hell out of it. A lot of people actually doing it, but the problem is that the steering column tends to go, and that's a kharcha of around 40,000 rupees, so you have to spend 40,000 to fix that back, and that is a very common issue in Civics. It's also a common issue in Accords as well as Cities. It's actually a common issue in almost all Honda cars. The steering column has issues, period. I don't know why nobody talks about it. There is the i20, my i20 is flying there. So let's do one thing. Third gear. This car does not need third, it needs second. Red line comes in above 7,000 RPM and it's goosies all the way. It sounds very grunty, very loud once you hit the red line around 7,000 RPM, which is going to, come to a halt after that truck so we can launch it again. Here I'm into third gear. Every time I lower a gear now, my heartbeat increases dramatically because that is what usually happens with a Honda VTEC motor. I love shifting through the gears. That's the reason I'm just playing around right now. Gearbox is so damn awesome and there is no traction control. Okay, hazard light off. None of that bullshit. It's pure mechanical grip and so much fun as well. Here we have come to a halt. Brakes could be better, yaar. Bitter nahi better. Into first gear, hazard light off, revving the motor. That is the level of grunt. The kind of wheel spins this car does is absolute madness. And after 6,000 RPM, the pull is unbelievable. What a car. In fact, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes around 10 seconds, which is decently quick. But you know what, in all honesty, this car will be slower slightly because it's become old now, but that upgraded power and torque because of the map will make it faster. So ideally it should go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 9.5 seconds. This car is taking around 10 seconds, which is quick, but it's not about how fast you go, it's how you go fast. And trust me, in the Civic, you feel you're going a lot faster because firstly the seating is very low, so you sit very low down. In the rear view mirror, I can see that massive rear spoiler, which is amazing. And you know what, I like the Civic so much, this 8th generation model in particular, that I was thinking of buying one. So I actually went with Chitish to see a few cars, and Dhanil was also helping me. Path was also helping me. Path has a Honda City, so he was helping me with buying a Honda car. Ariz was recommending me you should buy a Civic because he has a City, and then Dhanil stays near some dealership, so he actually went and saw some cars. A lot of people actually pitched in to help me, and finally we shortlisted a few cars, and I'm like, chalo dekh ke aate. When I went to see it, I was in complete shock. You know what, 2012 was when the production actually stopped, and that car, actually the last of the Civics in India, the 8th generation model, came with a sunroof, came with a touchscreen here, and I was like, wow, let's get this one. And he was asking for 3.45 lakhs, and I was like, 3.45 to main dene nahi wala, kam karo price. Like, nahi lena hai to lo, warna bhaad mein jao. That was the dealer's attitude. I said, no problem, let me see the car. I went to see the car, okay, and first things I do is I take the papers to see, service records and all that stuff. Kuch tha nahi, uske baad like, nahi serviced hai gaadi, sab kuch hai, bahut अच्छी condition mein. For a 35,000 kilometer done car, claim 35,000 kilometer chali हुई थी गाड़ी, odometer भी 35,000 kilometer बता रहा था. I'm like, ये तो deal होगी अच्छी वाली. So I actually sat in the car, took it for a round, and we are like, this doesn't look like it's done 35,000 kilometers. It looks like it's done a lot more kilometers. So we were a little baffled because Civic has another issue that steering wheel है ना, उसका leather उखड़ने लगता है after a few thousand kilometers. Around 60,000 के बाद ना leather starts coming out from the steering wheel. So we were not really convinced. So then what I did was I downloaded the Honda Connect app. Okay, basically Dhanil downloaded it. Dhanil did all this. He checked for the service history, and in the service history it was written that the last service was done 2-3 years back somewhere in Satara, Sangli at 90,000 kilometers. And I'm like, ये तो curious case of Benjamin Button निकली, ये तो गाड़ी young हो रही है odometer के मामले में. I told this thing to the dealer had a small face. He said, लेना है तो लो वरना निकलो यहाँ से. So what we could do, we just nickloed from there, and then my whole faith only of buying a Civic went to a toss because I was like, अरे ये क्या है, अच्छी गाड़ियाँ मिल नहीं रही हो जो अच्छी लग रही हैं, मतलब किलोमीटर वाइज. These cars are okay, let's get into a lower gear. These cars have tampered meters, so a lot of used cars have tampered meters, so be very careful while buying a used car. And काफी सारी गाड़ियों में मीटर नहीं चल रहा, कुछ नहीं चल रहा, मिरर टूटा हुआ है, कुछ ना कुछ तो इशू है. तो फाइंडिंग अ नाइस कंडीशन Civic is not that easy. और कोई अच्छी कंडीशन की मिल गई ना तो वो तो CNG कन्वर्टेड है बॉस. CNG कौन चलाएगा भाई? CNG लेनी थी तो Civic क्यों ले रहे हो? Espresso ले लो, Urus ले लो. By the way, a lot of people convert this to CNG because mileage is not that great. It will return between 8 to 12 kilometers per liter, again depending on your driving style. So your driving style really changes a lot of things of how your car is going to perform. Okay, so when you drive it like I do, maybe it will give it minus kilometers per liter. And the Civic was launched, it was kind of overpriced. I think top end used to go almost 15-16 lakh rupees. बहुत सारे updates आए थे, no denying that fact. कुछ तो यहाँ पे घूम रहा है, क्या है भाई? Okay, there is this screw. You're screwing my video, boss. Into first gear, hazard light off, revving the motor. The sound sound is just amazing. What a sound, what a car, so much fun. And the handling is also quite nice because body roll is decently well contained. This car, don't look at it as a stock car, okay? The more you mod it, the better it gets. So you need to actually get performance dampers, better springs, and a turbocharger probably. But NA is the best because that crazy red line nature of this car is what makes it what it is. So honestly guys, what a wonderful car, Honda Civic. I really like it. I love the older generation, the 8th generation I love the most, and then 10th generation mein, you know, with that CVT yaar, kaun chalayega. So guys, if you like this vlog, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. You can see that softness is there in the suspension. No matter how much you upgrade the wheels, you have to really up the suspension and the dampers, of course. If you like this vlog, बस अब बोल चुका मैं गाड़ी चला सकता हूँ पूरे दिन. इतनी प्यारी गाड़ी. I love the Civic. It's so amazing. Like, look at it. Wow, I love the way the whole thing is wrapped around me. That cockpit. Bye. First time coming to see this car.
ये तो प्लास्टिक का पार्ट है, इधर तक है.
Came to see another Civic. Not happy with minor things. Although it has a sunroof.
डिस्प्ले का है उसका.